Hello and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I'm doing a reading for the sign of Virgo for the first half of September, September 1st through the 15th. Please remember this is a general reading. There may be some parts that do not resonate with you. Please take the parts that do resonate and leave the rest behind. You may also want to check out your other signs. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. Dear Virgo, in the past position, we've got the Nine of Wands, clarified by the Hierophant. We've got the challenging position. We have the King of Swords in the challenging position, clarified by the Emperor. The Magician in the present placement, as well as the Wheel of Fortune as a clarifier. And of course, the Eight of Swords in the outcome position, clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. Definitely, it's going to be a bit of a tough time for you in the month of September, especially in the beginning. It looks like the kind of up and down feelings of, feeling pretty happy, followed by maybe feeling hopeless a little bit, it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster month for you. It looks like by this spread, the Eight of Swords in the future outcome position is not necessarily a bad it's not necessarily a bad omen, but it is a warning, and when it appears in a spread, definitely it is not finality. It could be changed. For example, when you reach the Magician, you could kind of adjust your course a little bit so that you don't have as many swords in the future outcome position. But let's start with the past. We've got the Nine of Wands in the past position, clarified by the Hierophant. The Nine of Wands is all about hard work. Definitely you've been through a lot, because this person that's standing in this card is tired, he feels beat up, he feels a little bit overwhelmed, too much responsibility, too much stuff that has to be done, but he's holding his own. He is protecting what he believes is his. He's in that protective mode. He has worked and earned quite a lot, because he's worked, really, really hard. And this card always appears, right before a little bit of a victory that you're going to experience, because of course, it is about breakthrough. And definitely you will enjoy the fruits of your labor. It could also be a card about contemplating, wondering what things are coming up on the horizon. Maybe kind of a little bit missing adventure, because hard work tends to be monotonous, and so definitely maybe feeling like you wish you were elsewhere doing something fun, or pursuing something that is really of interest to you, and not being able to do so because you have all this work to complete, all this responsibility that you have to carry out. And definitely it's a good lesson. It's definitely a lesson where good work skills are established, so you can rely on that as you move forward. The Hierophant, very good card, but is a card about someone strict. It's about, and the Emperor, very strict person as well. Hierophant is someone who's traditional. He has a lot of knowledge, he has a lot of wisdom, and he's passing that knowledge and wisdom to these two people in this card. The Hierophant is someone who is providing advice, who gives guidance because he is so knowledgeable. He sometimes is referred to as a person who holds forbidden knowledge, or secret knowledge, if you will. He also brings balance, and definitely very supportive kind of guiding energy. So it looks like you had support from someone that is very knowledgeable, is very wise, and you learned a lot from the hard work that you finished in the past. In the challenging position, we've got the King of Swords, clarified, of course, by the Emperor. The King of Swords is unfortunately a pretty unpleasant person. It is someone who is kind of like an ice king. He's someone who can be rude. He's someone who can be very, very manipulative. He's intelligent and he's sharp, but he uses, his smarts for evil things, rather than for good things. And he definitely communicates with his sword, so he doesn't have a very pleasant bedside manner. He's someone that is ruthless, in a way, someone who, could be saying things that are hurtful, someone who could be incredibly critical. It also is a bit of a warning, the King of Swords, that if you are in a position of authority, make sure that you don't abuse that authority. The Emperor generally is a very positive card. He's someone who believes that restriction leads to order. So he's definitely someone who's very kind of all about rules. He does not like rule breakers. He's someone who is kind of strict. He's someone who is focused on control. He enjoys, having absolute control. He does not like, sharing that control. He's someone who's been through a lot, because you see all these mountains behind his throne. He's very experienced. Both of these people are authority figures. Both of these people are strong. If they are opponents, they're very strong opponents, that, require expertise in dealing with. But definitely, to me, it suggests that, there's someone in your everyday life that maybe is creating a lot of negative energy towards you. It could be that you are, creating negative energy towards other people as well. Definitely, realizing that, not thinking sort of too much of yourself. Swords can be about ego, so there's definitely a bit of ego that is coming through in this reading. There's definitely a little bit of someone who's imposing, their will, especially, coupled with the Emperor. So the best advice is to allow that person to kind of do as they will, and kind of, stay away from the conflict. In the present position, you've got the Magician, clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. The Magician is someone who is very powerful because he's got 4 suits in front of him. He's got the Pentacles, the Cups, the Swords, as well as the Wands. He's definitely someone who can create reality, who can manifest reality, who is, has very powerful will, who's someone very, very determined, very ambitious. He's very resourceful as well, and he's someone that suggests, follow your dream. If you always wanted to do something, but something held you back, now may be a good time to follow that dream, to do what you always wanted to do, to use that time creatively and well. And of course, the Wheel of Fortune suggests that luck is knocking on your door. So this new beginning, new endeavor that you may be doing is definitely going to be successful. And also, the Wheel of Fortune speeds things up. It brings speed to this combination as it turns. What goes up must come down. The Wheel of Fortune is a cycle of life. But definitely the Wheel of Fortune in this combination kind of makes things happen faster. So as you have an idea and as you start to put it into reality, maybe it's something you want to do with a loved one, maybe it's something you want to do at work, it's going to move really quickly and really fast. So make sure that you pay attention to details, make sure that everything is done above board. In the future outcome position, we've got the 8 of Swords, clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. The Eight of Swords is a tough card. It's a card of kind of losing a little bit of confidence. It's feeling a little bit insecure. Sometimes success, because the Magician, the Wheel of Fortune, and Seven of Pentacles, they're all successful cards. Sometimes people are not ready or are not able to handle success well, so they feel kind of insecure a little bit. Sometimes they feel like they maybe don't deserve it, or just not very confident. The Eight of Swords is definitely a card that makes you feel a little bit trapped. Maybe you're trapped but because something turned out well, and you realize that it creates even more problems for you in the future. There's definitely a lot of anxiety in this card. It definitely fear is coming through. Kind of just looking at this card makes a person kind of feel tense. So definitely there's something that you're holding to yourself and you're not revealing. Something that you're maybe a little bit afraid of. Something that maybe you've experienced in the past you don't want to repeat. But definitely there's some kind of fear that is self-created, that is holding you back. And the swords of course relate to ego as well. So it could be that your ego is in a way a little bit of success and of achievement as well. Let's see if we can clarify some of this spread with the 3 energy oracle cards that I pulled. And they are, if I can grab them, Strategy, the World, and Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. Definitely the divine says you should have a better plan and a better strategy that you have now. Which will of course definitely bring about increase the chances of success in achieving your goal and dreams. The World card is about expansion, expanding your views, seeing opportunities that you may have not been able to see before. And of course, Door to Personal Healing and Happiness suggests that you've been through difficult times in the past, and now comes the period of starting to heal. You may not feel completely healed, you may not feel healed at all, but you're moving in the direction of healing. The door is opening, things are coming through. You may not have them right in your hands, but wonderful things, especially because you have a bird here, wonderful news are also coming your way. So definitely a lot to look forward to in the first 2 weeks of September. Let's see if we can clarify and get some answers from the angels. And they are saying, get more information, take action, and don't stop. Wonderful. Sometimes I hold my breath a little bit when I get these 3 cards, because sometimes they say no and other things, and so it's always a relief when they are so positive. Definitely continue working on that project, or continue pursuing something that really matters to you a lot, that you really want, because it looks like it's going to work out. And of course the divine is saying that making sure you stay the course, making sure that you continue to work as hard as you can possibly work, and everything will come out as planned. And of course making sure that you have all the details, making sure that you have all the things at your disposal, because it looks like you may not have all the information, which may kind of derail you a little bit as you're moving towards your goal. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting, and I will see you next time.